Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. Vishupad Brahmhamsa Parijagacharya Satarajata Sri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishupad Brahmhamsa Parijagacharya Satarajata Sri Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Śrīla Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 19, the Lord begs charity from Bali Maharaj. Text 19. Mam vachobi samaradhya. Mam vachobi samaradhya. Lokanam ekam ishvaram. Lokanam ekam ishvaram. Padatrayam vraniteyo. Padatrayam vraniteyo. Abuddhiman dvipada susham. Abuddhiman dvipada susham. Mam vachobi samaradhya. Lokanam ekam ishvaram. Padatrayam vriniteyo. Abuddhiman dvipada susham. Mam vachobi samaradhya. Lokanam ekam ishvaram. Matajis? Word to word translation. Mam, me, vachobi, by sweet words. Samaradhya, after sufficiently pleasing. Lokanam, of all the planets in this universe. Ekam, the one and only. Ishvaram, master, controller. Padatrayam, 3 feet. Vinite is asking for. Yaha, he who. Abuddhiman, not very intelligent. Dvipada Susham, because I can give you an entire island. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada. Translation: I am able to give you an entire island because I am the proprietor of the 3 divisions of the universe. You have come to take something from me and have pleased me by your sweet words. But you are asking only 3 paces of land. Therefore, you are not very intelligent. Purport: according to Vedic understanding, the entire universe is regarded as an ocean of space. In that ocean, there are innumerable planets, and each planet is called a Dvipa or island. When approached by Lord Vamanadev, Bali Maharaj was actually in possession of all the Dvipas or islands in space. Bali Maharaj was very pleased to see the features of Vamanadev and was ready to give him as much land as he could ask. But because Lord Vamanadev asked only 3 paces of land, Bali Maharaj considered him not very intelligent. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing the pastime of Lord Vamanadev, who is begging charity from Bali Maharaj. So, it's very nice pastime, very sweet pastime, and here we will see, here is interesting because we can see how Bali Maharaj, and Prabhupada explains in the purport here, how he is the owner, or how he is the master of the entire universe. So that's something that's rare. We don't hear of something like that these days. You know, what we hear of is someone who is maybe master of one country at most, and there are a lot of problems even with that. There are a lot of complaints. There are a lot of criticisms. It's very hard to manage even one country or even one state. In Kali Yuga, it's very hard to even manage one family. So there's a lot of challenges. So it's very hard for us to comprehend someone who is managing the entire universe, who is managing all the dvipas or all the planets, and he has the possession, and he is so perfectly ruling that everyone is completely satisfied and happy with him. So it's very rare phenomena. It's so rare that most people will not even agree to something like that. They will think this is just mythology. Because how is it possible? How is it possible? Because we see from our own perspective, our own subjective perspective, our limited experience, and we see that people even struggle to manage one family, to keep the wife or husband happy, to keep the kids happy is not an easy job. And if it is said that in Kali Yuga, if one can manage a family successfully, he is considered a greatly successful person. So to manage an entire universe is very, very rare. So now, Lord Vamanadev is appearing in front of such a great emperor, such a great king, and he is going to ask for charity. So this explains this, as the pastime unfolds, we can see how there is a Vedic etiquette in asking for the charity. First, Vamanadev is glorifying and speaking some sweet words. that is very pleasing to Bali Maharaj. And so here, Bali Maharaj is explaining that I'm very pleased by your sweet words. And so now you can ask for whatever you want. So this is very important when you're asking for the charity, when you're asking for some help. First we have to glorify the other person. And in one place first canto, where Prabhupada explains in the purport, because all the sages who have assembled in the Naimisharanya, and they're acknowledging and appreciating Sutta Goswami, and they're appreciating him and they're glorifying him that, Sutta, you are a great person because you have not only studied this knowledge, but also you have the experience of teaching this knowledge to others. And so now please teach the same knowledge to us. And in a very nice way, they're appreciating the qualities of the speaker. And Prabhupada explains that this is the etiquette, that when we're glorifying the other person, that we should glorify the qualities that the devotee actually possesses. And in that way, we actually genuinely appreciate or acknowledge the good qualities. Then the other person is very satisfied, or is very pleased. But then Prabhupada explains in the purport how these days, first of all, the leaders, they hardly have any good qualities. So it's very hard for audience to really glorify the other person because there's a lot of deceit and a lot of cheating, and there's a lot of mistakes in the leaders. And so therefore, the audience find it very hard to find a good quality. And the audience, who is also of the similar qualification, they are also trying to find their benefit in glorifying the leaders. So therefore, they are all in for themselves. And so they are not glorifying, but they're flattering the leaders. And they're just speaking some flattering words that doesn't really satisfy the person who is glorifying or the person who is being glorified. It's kind of part of the steps in getting things done. But here we can see how Vamanadev, he has very sweetly spoken the words, and Bali Maharaj has actually become very satisfied, so much so that he is ready to offer Vamanadev whatever he wants. And so now it's turn for Vamanadev, and Vamanadev has asked for only 3 steps of land. So Bali Maharaj is saying that looks like, that's like, in yesterday's verse, it was, the word was Balamati. It's the intelligence of a child. So he said, Bala, he said, the small child, they are innocent. Children are innocent. They might not necessarily have great intelligence. So here it's explained that Bali Maharaj is somewhat is joking with Vamanadev, and is saying that your intelligence like the intelligence of a child. He said, you are not actually speaking very intelligent. He said, I can give you anything you want. He said, you are coming to a millionaire and you are asking for this $10, $15. What's the use of that? He said, you can ask me big, ask me something that you want, and I can give you whatever. I can give you the entire island, meaning the entire planet, if you want. So, and of course, Bali Maharaj, as we continue through the chapter, we'll see how Vamanadev, he actually says that no, a Brahmana should be satisfied with some simple offering. And of course, Vamanadev has his own plan, and he is going to execute that plan in time. But here we can see how Bali Maharaj, who is a Mahajan, who is a great personality, he's one of the 12 Mahajans, and it is considered that if only someone who can understand the Lord or his plans, these are the Mahajans, these are great personalities. Only they can understand. Those who are devotees of the Lord, they can understand the plans of the Lord. But otherwise, not everyone can understand the plan of the Lord. But here Bali Maharaj himself is getting confused, and he himself is thinking that how is this possible? How can Vamanadev ask for something so simple, something so small? And so in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains in the 7th chapter, says, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashtana, saying that that I know everything. The Lord is saying, I know everything, the past, present and future, but no one knows me. Because all the living entities who are bewildered by these three modes of material nature, they become confused or they become bewildered, that they cannot actually understand the desire or the plan of the Lord. And so therefore, they misunderstand, or they think that Lord's plan is faulty. But actually Lord's plan is always perfect. And whatever He does or whatever He desires is always perfect. So sometimes as devotees, sometimes different things or difficult situations happen in our life, and we wonder that how is this possible? Why is this happening to me? I'm a devotee. I'm chanting sincerely. I'm trying to serve Krishna. I'm trying to serve His devotees. Why is it that this is happening to me? So how can Krishna let that happen to me? In other words, we think that Krishna is not very intelligent. Because if He had the intelligence, how can He let that happen to me? How can He let such challenging situation or circumstance happen to me? And so in that way, we can be put in the similar situation as Bali Maharaj, and we can't quite understand the desire of the Lord. So it's a nice verse, it's a Vedeshu Durlabham, meaning that even those who study the Vedas, who are great scholars of the Vedas, even they cannot understand Lord. They cannot understand the desire of the Lord. This Vedeshu Durlabham. But Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. It's the one who is a devotee, he can understand. Adurlabham Atma Bhakto, one who is my devotee. He can understand. So here Bali Maharaj is criticizing the Lord, and we have many pastimes in the history where even Lord gets criticized for his activities. Like we have this pastime of when Krishna left the battlefield of Jarasandha after defeating him 17 times. Is that right? Defeated 17 times the entire army of Jarasandha with millions and millions of soldiers. And Krishna and Balaram, with very few soldiers, pretty much themselves single-handedly, they defeated the entire army a few times. But then the final time, Krishna fled from the battlefield, and Jarasandha criticized him that look at this coward, he can't face a great hero, and so therefore he's running away. But actually Krishna had another plan. Krishna was going to rescue Rukmini. Yes, because Rukmini had called him, hey, come and save me, I don't want to get married to Shishupal. So therefore Krishna decided, okay, I'll go and rescue Rukmini, and Jarasandha will deal with him later. So, but because of that, he got criticized. There are many criticisms that many of the demons, they gave to Krishna. Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he was criticized for chanting and dancing whole night. And all the neighbors, all the smarta brahmanas, they were criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They said, what kind of a sannyasi he is, or what kind of a person he is? He's just chanting and dancing whole day. What is the use of just chanting and dancing? What do you get from that? He said, the goal of life is to study the Vedas. That is the real goal. So therefore, this Chaitanya, he's not very intelligent. He's wasting his time. Even Prakashananda Saraswati, one of the great scholars and leader of all the sannyasis, and he was similarly criticizing the Lord. And he was saying that he's simply wasting his time, and he's not doing the duty of a sannyasi. Sannyas dharma is that one should be studying the Vedas scrutinizingly, analytically, and that is the real goal of life. And so we know this very amazing pastime where one of the Brahmana who invites Lord Chaitanya and all the Prakashananda Saraswati and all his disciples. And when he invites them, Lord Chaitanya, he sits at the entrance, just where the shoe rack is, and he denies to come into the company and association of Prakashananda Saraswati and his sannyasi followers. And Prakashananda Saraswati, he's wondering that why this sannyasi, why Sri Krishna Chaitanya, why is he not coming in? And so therefore he goes out and he actually asks him, what is the purpose? Why is he upset? Why is he sitting outside? Why is he not joining the company of all the other sannyasis? And why is he not coming to accept his meal? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very, very sweetly, very gently, but very strongly answers back, and he actually explains he defeats actually the whole Mayavad philosophy, and he actually establishes the holy name and the chanting and dancing superior than just analytical study of the scriptures. And even Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time, and when Mahaprabhu entered the Jagannath Puri temple, and when he saw Lord Jagannath, he went in ecstasy and he fainted. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who happened to be there, he saw Lord Chaitanya, and he thought that he's a young sannyasi, such an effulgent, such a beautiful sannyasi, such an amazing person, but he needs some training, because at the moment he's a bit sentimental. He's just chanting and he's showing all the symptoms of ecstasy, which is nice, but he's not really doing his studies, which he should. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who has trained many sannyasis and has taught many great scholars, he was one of the very, very great scholars. So he decided that, okay, I will train this young sannyasi. And he gives him, he teaches Lord Chaitanya. He says, okay, I will teach you the Vedanta Sutras for next 7 days. So please hear me carefully and understand, so you can come to a higher order of sannyas. At the moment you are on a lower order of sannyas, so I will bring you to the higher order of sannyas. So please listen very carefully. And Lord Chaitanya actually listens very attentively the whole 7 days, the Mayavad interpretation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And at the end, when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says that, okay, you are hearing me for 7 days, but you're not saying yes or no, you're not agreeing or disagreeing, you're not asking any questions, you're just simply looking at me. So can you please at least tell me, did you understand anything? Or was it too difficult for you? You want me to explain the whole thing again? And Lord Chaitanya actually explained that I understand the Vedanta Sutra. It's not very difficult to understand. But I don't understand your interpretation of it. In other words, he denied the explanations given by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he said that actually you have given a wrong interpretation, and that's not in following the conclusions of the Vedic scriptures. So therefore, this needs to be corrected. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually points out many mistakes in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's presentation. Again, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya again bounces back. He says, no, actually, and then he tries to defeat Lord Chaitanya with his arguments and logic. But again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains all the philosophical conclusions and actually defeats. But the point is that all these great scholars, we can see all these great personalities, but they cannot understand the plan of the Lord. And so therefore, they consider Lord to be not intelligent. But actually, it's other way around. Those who don't understand the Lord, or those who don't understand the plans of the Lord, actually they are the ones who are less intelligent. So, because it is very hard to understand the plan and the desire of the Lord, it's even hard to understand the plan and desires of the devotees of the Lord, what to speak of Lord. There's a very nice verse which says it's very hard to understand the activities of the Lord. Vaishnava Kriya Mudra, Vigya na Bhujaya, that's it. It's very hard to understand the activities of the devotees, and we can see during the book marathon, it was very hard. We had a lot of books that came for delivery. Actually, we ordered altogether. We ordered 37 pallets of books, which is a lot of books actually. And when we ordered so many books, and they came to Melbourne depot, and all these courier people, they're actually wondering that how we are going to deliver this, whatever these pallets are. It's a huge delivery. They usually don't get such a big delivery, and so they arranged these specialized trucks and drivers, and they arranged the deliveries, and they called us just before arriving that, okay, we are delivering, and we say that, no, look, you cannot deliver like this, you have to give a notice before coming. You can't just turn up like this. So they were very upset. They said, no, because we have arranged these specialized trucks and these drivers, and now we are here, now we can't just go back, you have to take it. We'll just drop it off somewhere. And we tell them, like, look, it's 37 pallets, you can't just drop them off anywhere. So they had to go back, they had to make the whole arrangements again. And they brought all these pallets, and when they came in like these 2 massive trucks, all these pallets. And the truck drivers are bewildered, and the neighbors are bewildered, and everyone is bewildered looking at this huge delivery. They said, what are you doing? This first thing the truck driver came and asked, what have you got here, And they're fully bewildered. You can't understand, what is this? Then they said, okay, so where do you want us to drop this off? So then we brought them to the book storage. Said, this is where we're going to fit it. And they lost their minds, It's like, in that little place, you're going to put all these 2 trucks of books? I said, look, this doesn't make sense. Now, to make things even more complicated is, and they're struggling. So if we make a row of pallets, this basically means that the row will go from all the way from the book storage to the kitchen, and a row of pallets, and we'll still have a few pallets left to deliver. So it's just no space for the delivery. So they're still trying to understand like how we are going to do this. And then when they started bringing the pallets down, and the first pallet, they tried to bring it into the car park, they couldn't even bring it inside the car park because the pallet just kept getting stuck. So they said, look, we can't deliver this. And they're fully overwhelmed. So anyway, we had a team. We had a team of, we had 2 teams of devotees. We had a team of devotees who would bring the pallets in. So we had to ask the truck drivers that you just wait inside the truck. You just watch us do everything. Let us sort it out for you. So you sit there, just don't disturb us. We had to send off the neighbors. Please don't disturb us. We're trying to do our work. We'll be as quick as we can. And we had a team of devotees who will bring the pallets into the storage. We had another team of devotees who will sort out the pallet as soon as it comes in, before the second pallet comes there. So as one pallet comes in, it needs to be sorted very quickly, has to be put aside, so the second pallet can come in the same place. So like that, we one by one, we arrange for all the pallets, and we arranged so many pallets to the point where we could not see any of the walls of the book storage. Everything was fully covered. And we had all the books in the little Yagya Shala area. And all these books and all these places, and all the drivers are still bewildered. They said, what are you going to do this? What are you going to do with all this? What is inside this anyway? And we told them these are books on meditation and yoga. And they're like, what, so many books? He said, whom are you giving it to? And they couldn't understand. They completely lost their minds. And And then they were still thinking like, so how often do you get deliveries like this, you know? And so anyway, so we somehow arranged for all the pallets, and then later we had 5 more pallets. So altogether we had about 42 pallets of books. And yeah, everything is gone. So, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. Devotees actually put in so much effort and so much time and so much enthusiasm that everything is finished. And it's just few devotees who are actually doing a lot of distribution, and then a lot of devotees who are all doing a little bit, and it made such a huge difference. So these are the activities that the ordinary people cannot understand what is happening. One devotee was just mentioning this morning. He was saying that Prabhu, he said, for 1 month I was distributing books every day, and I was completely fine. I was very happy. I was very enthusiastic. There's no problem. The body was somehow able to do everything. And now, as soon as the marathon is finished, my arms are paining, my legs are paining, my back is paining, all these parts of body is paining. But until marathon, I couldn't feel anything. So in the same, for many of us, we can say the same thing, is that we were distributing these books, and we're so engaged in distributing books. And somehow Krishna empowers for reciprocating with all the enthusiasm of the devotees, that devotees were out for 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours on street distributing books, meeting all the individuals, getting rejected, getting told off, and so much of challenges, you know, internal challenges, there are external challenges. The bodies, are not, you know, many of the people, their bodies might not be very strong, but somehow still everyone is able to do all this service for so many hours every day for a whole month. And somehow we are able to do it, you know, and it's inconceivable. Even we cannot understand how we did it. We cannot understand how other devotees are doing it. Every day we are looking at the scoreboard, and we're looking at how did he do it, you know? We never seen him distribute any books. And now he's distributing so many books. And we've seen devotees like distributing hundreds of books. So it was completely like, everyone was completely bewildered. How is this possible? So this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And this is the mercy of the parampara, that something that's impossible, that becomes possible. So now again, the neighbors and the truck drivers, and they were complaining, and they're saying that, you people are not very intelligent. You people, what are you doing this? Why are you creating so much trouble? Why don't you just keep things simple? But actually, in service to Lord Chaitanya, actually no one can understand. Only Krishna has his own plan, and only Krishna understands what's actually going on. And maybe his pure devotees can understand what's going on. So, and if they reveal to us, then we can maybe understand a little bit of what their plan is. So it was a very special service. It was a very special month, marathon, and a lot of amazing things, a lot of amazing distribution happened. A lot of devotees distributed lots of books, and all by Krishna's mercy, and it's very satisfying experience for everyone. So with that we'll finish here. We'll finish, and thank you everyone for being a nice audience. Any questions or comments or corrections? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. What was the total number of the book distribution?
The total number of books distributed will be revealed soon.
Oh, no.
In 2 weeks' time, when we have the scores and the gifts. Yeah, so the suspense will continue for 2 more weeks. But we did very good. much better in comparison to what we did any of the previous years. So definitely. Jai. Yes, sir.
I remember the interaction between the neighbors and the devotees, the book distributors. One time in the early days there, the books were loaded up in crates, and we had one Christmas marathon, we had the police turning up at our back door. And they wanted to know what's in the crates. They thought there was guns, ammunition. Yeah. There was so many crates and ammunition, they were very concerned, and they brought in the federal police.
Yeah, one time when we were driving in the marathon and police caught us similarly, and they pulled us over and they said that, what are you guys driving with, you know? And say, it looks like you got a whole planet inside your car. Say, because the car is really weighed down so much. So what is inside? And when you open them, there's all they could see is just like boxes and boxes. And then they're even more bewildered. They say, what's inside these boxes? And we had to literally open these few boxes and show it to them that it's only books and that's all we are doing. And they can't understand, like, so what are you doing with these books? Like, whom are you giving it to? And so we told them, like, you know, we got a special delivery that we are arranging for, and so we're delivering it for them. And they're like, they still can't understand, like, so many books, and what are the books about? And yeah, the activities of the devotees, especially during marathon, nobody can understand. Yeah.
Just another comment, Prabhu. All these books that have been distributed, it means that not just the book, but there's 12 people behind each book. So we're in for a good 25 year of preaching. As Atul was saying, they're like bombs. So it's just little time bombs. So we've got to be prepared to host the Lord's guests when they come.
Yes. Actually, one person that I gave a book to, and he told that, I think this is like a time bomb. I said, yeah, you're right. And he explained to me, he says, yeah, it's actually going to sit there and it's going to tick. And then one day we're going to pick it up and read it. I said, yeah, thank you for reminding me. He got it. He got it. Yes, Prabhu, you had it.
Prabhu, when the devotees are distributing the books, have they been taught on the key points to communicate to the people who are buying, or are they conveying the proper message? I just want clarification.
So you're saying, what is the proper message to?
No, when they are distributing the books, the devotees who are distributing, have they been trained on the key points, or are they carrying the proper message to the
yes,
buyers?
So you know, there is some basic amount of training that every devotee gets before they distribute books. But at the same time, a lot of training happens on the job. So as we are distributing these books, we actually learn how to talk to people. What is it that the people are looking for? And how is it that we can better approach them? So as we try to distribute these books, as we try to do our service with sincerity and with enthusiasm, then Krishna reveals what may be the best way to approach these people and what may be the best way to distribute them. So that a lot of learning, a lot of training happens on the job. And a lot of devotees, as we distribute more and more, we get to learn more and more. And so we can see how the devotees who started off with maybe 1 or 2 books, some devotees, they complain during the marathon, is that everyone is distributing so many books, I can only distribute 2 books in a whole day. So how can I do more? You know, I need more training, I need more guidance, and we were suggesting that no, just go and just keep trying. Just keep trying and just keep praying. And by the end of the marathon, they were distributing so many books. It's beyond their imagination and beyond our imagination. So yeah, somehow they are able to distribute books. So all that training just on the job. So one thing that we want to be careful, and then one thing that we always, so that's called the golden principle of book distribution, is that we always want to leave the person with a good impression. That's one thing that we always want to make sure that we do. But in terms of how we do distribute the books, that's really learned as we try. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, you were mentioning about no one can understand the plan of Krishna, and of course not of the devotees either. So sometimes for maybe various services or maybe any specific instance in your life where you are confused that what am I supposed to do? And then obviously the intuition comes from within, maybe this is right. And then we go and check from devotees, few devotees. So intuition seems like plan of Krishna. I don't know if that's a plan of Krishna. But sometimes then you go check with different devotees and different devotees say different opinions. So what is the plan of Krishna? How do I know?
That's why we have our main mentors or seniors who actually understand us, who can understand the situation. The devotees who are our mentors, and if they're mature in the Krishna consciousness, then they can help us understand what may be the best thing to do. But if we ask too many advices from too many devotees, then that's a recipe for failure. So it's better not to ask too many devotees for too many suggestions. So we have our trust in one devotee, one or two devotees maximum, and we take guidance from them and we try to follow their guidance. Again, it's if we sincerely take guidance and if we sincerely follow that guidance, then Krishna arranges everything else. So sometimes it can happen that that there was a mistake in our part, an execution, or it was in there may be some mistake in the part of the devotee who guided us. But if we were sincere in following the advice of the seniors, and if the seniors were sincere in guiding the devotees, then naturally, then Krishna will arrange and fill up the gaps. So, but if we are just going to, but we need to have that faith in the devotees, and we need to learn to sincerely follow the advice from the devotees that we are taking guidance from. Otherwise, we have our plan and we have our agenda, and we keep going around to all different devotees until someone says what we wanted to do. And then when finally we hear someone say what we wanted to do, then we follow that on the authority of that devotee. So that's not a good idea. So best to have our seniors, our mentors, and stick to their advice and try and follow them sincerely. And then everything else is revealed in time. Is that okay? You want to add anything? Yeah.
Just a comment here that, so we're representing Prabhupada when we distribute the books, so it's good we make a first-class impression on the people buying the books. So an interesting comment I heard about a year ago or so at the book distributors awards thing in Mayapur, that one very big book distributor was presenting, he said it's not that important to make a good impression because often the person who buys the book is not the one who reads it, so someone else may. At least you have to distribute the book somehow, because the person who actually reads the book may not be the person who actually bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we always want to leave everyone with a good impression. There's so many times when people who have not bought the book on the first go, but because they left with such a good impression, eventually they came back around to get the book. A lot of time people have bought the books just by seeing us and how we are approaching other people. Actually, a few times it happened when I was distributing books this year during marathon, and there's like this intersection, and there's like a seating arrangement on the sides of this intersection, and I was distributing books like right in the middle. So people are walking all around different directions, and I was stopping them right in the middle. And basically those people were sitting there, either just enjoying the good weather or having some snack or whatever. And they were watching me. And there's so many, actually I didn't even notice, because when we are distributing books, we just get carried away. And so I was just doing my thing, and there's so many times it happened that people came to me and they said, I've been watching you for the last 1 hour. And this one couple who came and we were having a good laugh watching at you, that, every time we see you talking to one person, and then we blink our eyes, we turn around and we look at you again, and they're talking to someone else. And they turn around again, and then you're talking to someone else. Someone else. So there's how many people that you talk to, but then they were also equally impressed that somehow they saw that I was talking nicely to all of them. And so they were actually curious that, what are you doing, what are you giving them, because, and it's very bewildering for them, because they've never seen anything like that before, because we are not like pushing people, we are not chasing them. People are leaving with a very good impression, but then a lot of time people are walking away with the books. Sometimes they're just giving donations, sometimes they're like just, telling us off, and they're walking away, and still we are happy, and still we are doing what we are doing. And so they came and like, tell me, what are you doing? What are you giving? And they got the books, and they were very happy to walk away with like a good book. They gave a very good donation. And few times it happened that one time couple came, some other people came, and they're like, yeah, I've been watching you. So there are people always watching us, and if we leave them with a good impression, if we leave other people with a good impression, then even those who are observing us, even they become impressed. So, and also when, there's another very important point is that when we're distributing books is that when you leave one person with a negative impression, that carries on to the next person for us. So one person leaves with a negative impression, that person leaves with a negative impression, but we also leave him with a negative impression. And so next time when we approach the next person, our consciousness is quite negative. So then it's very hard to kind of transform it again, bring it positive. So we always want to leave with a good impression for them and for us also. Okay. Thank you very much. Granth Raj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.